Yo, hello guys. So committed practice. So much information out on YouTube, and it's different now to when I started. Just a lot of more information available to you guys. You know, you can search YouTube, tons of channels, tons of information. A lot of it, unfortunately, conflicting though. So whilst you have a lot of access to information, the problem becomes, how do you filter the good from the bad? A lot more so than when I started and there was no YouTube, and basically, you know, I could kind of scroll the internet and find some Seth Riggs masterclasses, or, you know, there was very few videos up online when I started my singing journey. So in a sense, I was kind of blessed. In one sense, I happened to be lucky, though. I came across some good coaches. If I hadn't, I would have been wallowing around in the mess, basically, for a lot longer. The problem people have now is too much information, and a lot of it conflicting, and how do they filter what's good and bad, and all these kinds of questions that I didn't have. Also, all that takes time, yeah? Now, the thing is, once I had singing success, once I had a program to work with, I basically dropped. I didn't go online anymore, at least for quite a significant amount of time, probably 2 or 3 years, until there was Singing Success TV and the forums there and all that, and I did start interacting more. But the period between when I got Singing Success and when Singing Success Online came about was probably about 2 or 3 years. And in those 2 or 3 years, basically, I was just grinding through the program day in, day out, and I didn't know what I was doing it for. Didn't necessarily feel like I was getting any better a lot of the time, but basically I felt like this is the only way I'm going to get better, so I'll just keep doing it until something happens. I didn't question the exercises really. I just basically did them with a goal of, right, how can I improve? You know, when I do this exercise, how can I get better at it? You know, how can I feel less strain? How can I keep it feeling more even? That kind of thing basically was in my head. I certainly didn't have any of the detailed, nuanced, you know, ideas that I talk about now in terms of, you know, different compression levels and understanding them and all these kinds of things. It was basically like, right, listen to the example, try and copy it, get roughly in the same place, but most of the time be way off, like, you know, not compressed enough, or too compressed, or pushed, or like lots of strain coming in. At that time I had loads of outer muscle interference, so I was like trying to figure a lot of this out on my own, quite frankly. I wasn't having lessons at that point with any good coaches, and it was just me and the program, literally. The point is, though, with all this, is that there's a good side to this that I think a lot of people miss. You know, they spend hours watching YouTube videos. They spend hours like debating on forums. You know, well, there's, you know, is this M1, is this M2, mix is bullshit, all these kinds of things. And all that time they're putting into the debate, all that time they're putting into, you know, fighting out these ideas and opinions, they are missing time they could be grinding out exercises, practicing, thinking about their own singing, recording themselves, listening back to what they're doing, all things like this. That time that I had, they're compromising some of that time by investing their time in a lot of all this stuff. Now, somebody like me now, I've got the time because I put in the 10 years of grind, I put in all that work, that I have more flexibility now. I don't need to work at this as much as I did even 2 or 3 years ago, because I'm much further along. You know, I know, yes, there are things that are going to improve, but it's less to do with technique. It's more to do with my basic confidence, my mindset, all this stuff which takes, you know, time to just chip away at and get better at. My point being, though, is that in one sense, I think I was blessed that I didn't have all this stuff that was just draining my time away, and I just sat there with the exercises for years. And the thing is, I want to ask you, how much time are you grinding? How much time are you putting in to getting better? How much time are you spending recording yourself, listening back, comparing exercises to the examples in programs, thinking about things, but not necessarily thinking about the debate, thinking about things introspectively. You know, what's my mental state when I do this? What's my mental state when I do that? Like, why is it that when I feel this, it kind of, the sound changes, it doesn't feel as free, it doesn't feel as right. Like, nuanced things that you're only going to get inside, and you are only going to feel very delicately inside your head, basically. These sensations that coaches can pick up on. But frankly, the level of detail you need to go into if you want to get really good at this, you know, a coach is going to be able to guide you, but there's a level of nuance in here that you and you alone are going to feel and have to learn to feel. So the long and short of all this is that you got to think about how you're investing your time. If you're spending hours watching YouTube videos, you know, engaging in the debate, which frankly is in some sense a debate, but I see it as just a terminology debate, because by and large, we're all aiming for the same thing, which is easy, free singing. Style can change, you know, style can be, you know, subjective, but easy, free singing is objective. And that's the goal of a lot of people out there. And if you've got that goal, the only way to get there is to invest a lot of time into getting better, into thinking about what you're doing, into all this stuff that is outside of the YouTube drama, the forum drama, the debate, all this stuff. So just get a program and grind. Come back here in 3 years, and then maybe we have a debate. Then maybe we have a discussion. No, I'm joking, but have a think, guys, yeah? Because like I say, when I came up, I had a very different situation on my hands to what you have now, and in some sense, I don't know how's the best way for you to deal with it. But it's certainly not to bury yourself in all this and forget the most important thing, which is practice, 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 practice. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want my help personally, you can book a one-on-one training session. Drop me a message. My email is in the description. And if you feel like this message was of value, then please feel free to make a donation equal to that value. Again, donation link is in the description. And finally, please share this video with other singers you know. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in another video. Bye.